I remember the smell first. Lilies. Too many of them. She hates lilies. But she ordered samples anyway. I sat in my wheelchair by the window, hands folded neatly over a blanket I didn't need. The doctor had left an hour ago. Prognosis unchanged. Progress unlikely. That was the phrase. My wife stood in the kitchen whispering, not softly enough. "We should book it early," she said. A man's voice answered, low, comfortable, familiar. "We don't want to rush it after he's gone." After he's gone. I didn't turn my head. I didn't blink. I let them forget I was in the house. My phone vibrated against my thigh. A message preview reflected faintly on the dark television screen. "Love you. Once this is over, we're free." It wasn't sent to me. She walked into the living room moments later, her face rearranged into sympathy. She knelt in front of me, touched my knee like I was already a memory. "There's paperwork," she whispered gently. "Just in case. A DNR. It's about dignity." Behind her, in the hallway mirror, I saw him. Daniel, my best friend, arms crossed, watching me like a problem to be solved. "Let nature take its course," he added. I kept my breathing shallow, and I signed nothing. Paralysis is a strange disguise. People speak freely around the broken. They think stillness means silence. They think silence means surrender. 8 months earlier, the accident had taken my legs, or so everyone believed. Spinal trauma, inflammation, uncertain prognosis. I let them believe it, because I needed time. The first crack wasn't the messages. It was the laughter. Late at night, muffled through walls that suddenly felt too thin, she stopped sleeping beside me after the 3rd week. Said my hospital bed depressed her. Daniel started coming over more often, bringing groceries, fixing things that weren't broken, touching her shoulder too long. One evening, she forgot to lock her phone. I didn't need to move much, just enough. Photos, hotel rooms, dates that overlapped with my physical therapy sessions. Messages. "He won't recover. Even if he does, he'll never be the same. We deserve a life. I stared at the screen until the letter stopped meaning anything. My wife wasn't grieving. She was waiting. For me to fade, for insurance to clear, for sympathy to turn into opportunity. The DNR wasn't about mercy. It was strategy. Daniel handled the financial conversations. He asked subtle questions about policy beneficiaries, investment access, asset transfers. He always spoke as if I were already gone. I practiced weakness. Let my hands tremble. Let my head tilt. Let them believe hope was dead. Inside, something else was growing. Cold. Precise. Alive. Recovery came back slowly. First a twitch, then pressure, then fire in muscle fibers that were supposed to be silent. The neurologist was cautious. "Don't tell anyone yet," he advised. "Let's confirm sustained function." I nodded. I told no one. At night, when the house slept, I stood. For seconds. Then minutes. Leaning against the dresser, sweat soaking my shirt, teeth clenched to avoid sound. I was coming back. And they were planning my funeral. She chose a gray casket interior. Said it matched my suits. Daniel discussed guest lists. "Keep it small," he suggested. "Private, intimate, efficient." I began documenting everything. Screenshots forwarded to a hidden cloud. Voice memos recorded from the wheelchair's storage pouch. Bank statements traced. I discovered something else. Daniel had debt. Massive. Gambling. My life insurance policy, updated after the accident, named my wife sole beneficiary. She had insisted it was practical. He had convinced her. The plan was simple. Wait. Encourage decline. DNR signed. No aggressive treatment. Natural complications. Widow inherits. Best friend comforts. New beginning. They underestimated 2 things. My spine. And my patience. Externally, I withered. Internally, I calculated. I transferred assets quietly into a trust. Reassigned beneficiaries. Left the life insurance untouched. Let them cling to it. I contacted an attorney. Filed for divorce discreetly. Grounds. Adultery. Financial conspiracy. Evidence attached. He told me to wait until the right moment. Public humiliation, he said, is a powerful clarifier. So I chose the courthouse. Where lies Echo? The day of the hearing, she wore black. Subtle. Predictive. Daniel sat behind her, hand resting lightly against the bench. Supportive. Possessive. She described me as fragile. Mentally unstable since the accident. Prone to paranoia. The DNR, she testified, had been my idea. For his peace, she said softly. Her voice almost broke. Almost. My attorney waited. Then he projected the messages. Hotel receipts, audio recordings, Daniel's voice filling the courtroom speakers. Once he's gone, we'll finally breathe. Her face drained of color. She turned toward him. He avoided her eyes. Still, I remained seated. Still, the judge leaned forward. In light of this evidence, my attorney nodded at me. The room felt thick, heavy with expectation. 8 months of silence pressed against my ribs. I removed the blanket, placed my palms on the armrests, and stood. No theatrics, no rush, just steady pressure. Gasps rippled like a physical wave. My wife's mouth opened, but no sound came. I took one step, then another. I never signed the DNR, I said. My voice was calm, stronger than I remembered. I was never done. Daniel's face collapsed inward, as if someone had pulled the structure from behind it. I didn't look at him first. I looked at her. Did you love him before the accident? I asked quietly. Or after you thought I couldn't stand? She started crying. Real tears this time. I was scared, she whispered. Of what? A husband who survived? Or a plan that failed? Daniel attempted composure. This is circumstantial. The judge silenced him. My attorney submitted the final document. Asset restructuring, insurance beneficiary change, filed 3 weeks prior, effective immediately upon confirmation of regained mobility, which had occurred that morning. The policy she waited for, void to her, redirected to a medical foundation. Her inheritance dissolved in a sentence. Daniel's debts remained his own, and now public record linked him to conspiracy. I stepped closer, close enough for only them to hear. You planned my funeral, I said. I planned your future. Then I stepped back and sat down because I could. Divorce was granted. Charges followed. Not dramatic, not explosive, just consequences unfolding with bureaucratic precision. She tried calling, apologizing, explaining. I let it ring. Daniel left town within a month. Reputation travels faster than redemption. Physical therapy continues. Some days hurt, but pain is honest. It doesn't pretend to love you. Sometimes I think about those lilies, how she chose them for a man she believed was already dead. She miscalculated. Not my body, my threshold. Betrayal didn't break me. It clarified me. I lost a wife, a friend, an illusion, and gained something quieter, control. They asked me to let nature take its course. They forgot. I am nature, and I don't die on command.